Hey everyone, this is Randy from BibleBuyingGuide.com. Today I'm taking a look at the current version of the Trinitarian Bible Society Windsor text-only KJV. Now I previously looked at the original edition from Royal Jongbloed. I didn't do a video of that one. That was way before I started doing video. But now I want to look at the current edition and compare the two and see how they look. So this one is calfskin. It does not say Mariva calfskin. It just says calfskin. And it does have a different texture on the leather than the Mariva calfskin does. I actually like this better. A little bit more pebbly green in there. It looks pretty nice. So we have the Mariva calfskin. It does not include stitching. It's the fold over pasted. And this is a paste down liner. So on the front, there is no printing. On the spine, we have Holy Bible, TBS, with 5 slightly raised hub indications, 2 ribbons, 1/4 inch, gold gilt edges, slightly rounded spine. I like the look of that a lot. It's a good size for carry. Let's go ahead and weigh and measure while we're here. Looking at 5.5 by 7 3/4. By 1 and almost a quarter, by 1 1/4. A pound and about 7 ounces. So what we have here is an edition printed in Belarus by Worldwide PrintCorp. In the front, several thick end sheets to give it structure. And they include scripture references, just like the Westminster Reference Bible, which we'll compare to in just a little bit. Presentation page. I think this is 32 GSM paper. I'm not 100% sure, but it seems to be. It's easy to turn, white in color, a little bit of a rough texture. That makes it easy enough to grab and turn. It's printed and bound in Belarus by PrintCorp. And there are some differences in this one and the original that I have. It includes the dedicatory to King James, but not the translators to the reader. And then we get straight into the text. So here's how it stays open. Not too bad. A little bit stiff, but not too bad. I haven't had it that long, so it will probably break in a little bit more as it's used. 9.6 font, with about 7 or 8 words per line. Pretty decent line width, pretty decent space between the lines. Pilcrows for paragraph markers all the way through Acts. Italics for supplied words. And no other formatting. It's verse by verse. The verse numbers are fairly large, and they line up with the edge of the column, but the verses themselves are indented. It does look to be line matched. I'm not sure that's on purpose, but it does seem to be line matched. Across the top, we have the book name and chapter numbers that appear on that page, and then the outer corner. And then in the inner corner, we have the page summaries. In the bottom of the page, we have, in the outer corner, we have the page numbers. About a medium darkness. The paper does have a little bit more show-through than the original. The font itself isn't heavy, so it does come across a little bit light because of how thin the font is. I don't want it much darker, but I wouldn't mind if it was a little bit. But if it was much darker, then it would be a little bit too difficult to read, I think, for a long period of time. This is easy enough to read. Black letter text. Books start on the same page where the previous book ends, which is typical of the British design KJVs. Then in the back we have a list of words and proper names with a pronunciation guide. The text does not include pronunciation marks, so you find those back here. And I actually like this better because I don't need these markings in the text every time I see the name. If I've remembered how to pronounce it, then I would rather not have to see this every time. But that does have every proper name. Then a Bible word list. This is all the words that have changed in meaning and all the words that have gone out of use So it has quite a few words back here. I recommend looking through this. It gives examples of where you find it. Sometimes there are multiple meanings for the same word, and it does give you that too. Useful tool for Bible study and for reading. I like that. Next is a reading plan. This is the Machine Plan, which gives you 2 readings per day for 2 years. So it gives you a reading from the Old Testament and the New Testament and Psalms. And then it'll take you through the Old Testament once and the New Testament and Psalms twice in 2 years. It's a good reading plan. I've used this plan before. Then a few pages for notes, and then maps. These are the same current maps that are used in the current edition of the Westminster and the large print Windsor. Colorful. Does not include an index, but this is printed on paper that is matte finish. Really thick paper. I like the look of that. It's a really simple Bible. It's great for carry. It's good for preaching if you don't need a large print. Good for reading if you like to read from verse by verse. No interruptions in the text, no section headings, nothing like that. Just the pure text. It's an excellent Bible for carry and reading. Let's compare it to a few others. So first, here is the original by Royal Jongbloed. Now this one came in a slipcase rather than a one-piece box like the current edition. And it has a calfskin leather cover, but it feels more like French Morocco except being thicker. It's really stiff, and it has a different texture. It's a stamped green. It looks to be a stamped green. It has a different texture. I prefer the new one for the cover. There's where it's been sitting upright on my shelf. They tend to fall like that. But now I do like the paper in the original better. It is more opaque. Slight cream look to it. There's how they compare in paper. Then I'll zoom in so you can compare the text. Now the original has the translators to the reader. And it does not include maps in the back. So they've traded the maps for the translators to the reader. And everything else is the same. All the other tools are the same. I do prefer the paper and the print in the original, but I prefer the leather in the new one. Next is the large print Windsor. Quite a bit larger Bible. You can see that it has that smoother grain. Here's the size and how they compare. There's the grain of the leather. Here's how they compare. I prefer the larger for preaching, but I prefer the small one for carry. Next is the KJV Standard Text from Cambridge, also known as the Emerald. This one is the closest rival. They're similar in size. The Standard Text is slightly thinner. The tools are similar. The text is similar. The Standard Text is available in black or red letter. And the font is darker, maybe slightly larger. I like this darker font, but at the same time, it's a little bit more harsh for longer periods of reading. And also, you can see more show through in the paper. It is a good Bible, though. It does have let's see, it's got the Bible word list and reading plan. No other tools. That's how they compare. And then finally, might as well look at its bigger brother, the Westminster. And this one is Mariva calfskin, a smoother green. There's the size, how they compare. I think these make a good combo. Same paper. The Westminster adds 200,000 cross-references. It has the glossary in the margins instead of in the back. Same paper, I think. I'm not 100% sure of that. Same or similar paper. Same size font, but the Westminster has slightly more space in the text. And then it has concordance, same word list, but in the margins, same maps, adds a concordance, has the same reading plan and same list of proper names. They make a good combo. So if you need something for carry and reading that with a clear text with no distractions, the Windsor is your better bet. If you're looking for something with references for study, the Westminster is your better bet. Both are good Bibles. I like both Bibles. Both are available in multiple sizes as well. The Westminster is available in compact, regular size, which is what this one is, and then large print. And then the Windsor is available in this regular size and a large print. So that is my quick look at the new version of the Windsor. It's an excellent Bible. I do like the paper in the original better, but everything else about this one is actually better. I do like that it includes maps. I wouldn't mind if it had the translators to the reader, but it does seem like they're reserving that for the reference editions. The Westminster does include it. But if you're looking for something easy to carry, easy to read, as long as you don't need a large print, it's great for preaching. Again, as long as you don't need a large print. The paper could be a little bit more opaque, but it's not bad. Not bad at all. It's great for this price point. Trinitarian Bible Society did supply this in exchange for an honest review. I'll place links in the notes so that you can make a purchase from them if you're interested. Also, I'll place a link to BibleBuyingGuide.com to the written review with more information. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching.